It's one of the things that I find very surprising since doing this podcast, and it's been every guest. I have not found anybody that is immune to this, but I almost feel like that every single first responder has some type of trauma that they are carrying from, whether it be childhood, teenage years, early adulthood. Everybody comes in, like you said, with this trauma. I've not met anybody on the show so far. I know a few in my personal life, but I've not met any of the guests on the show that don't bring some form of trauma with them. I think that's always very interesting when you really get to looking at it, that I think part of the reason we get into this is because we want to be what we didn't have, or what we didn't have in that moment of crisis, like what you described, or you saw something that interested you because you wanted to know what to do in that situation. I've heard all of those. So I think it's a really interesting reason to write a book, especially one called Pushing It Down, since we all so blatantly do that every day. So when you deconstruct this title, did you feel like you had more pushing it down with your emotions and with the things you saw and with what you dealt with and with your PTSD? Did you feel like that was more prevalent in the fire department or the police department, or was it just all kind of hinged together?
For many years, it blended together, and especially early on in my life. And the transition from the volunteer fire service to being a police officer, I learned very quickly that you can't show any emotion as a police officer. You have to have that stoic face and persona out there. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that really started to affect me, because you can just do that for so long. And eventually what happens is all that stuff just bubbles to the surface.